Welcome to Uncaged Zootours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours and to learn more about your favorite animals. My dear friends, isn't it great to visit New York City, also known as the Big Apple? I know it's a great city. Today, we're heading to the fourth and final zoo you might see in New York City, the queenszoo. Like the Bronx Zoo, Central Park Zoo, and Prospect Park Zoo, it is part of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums and the Wildlife Conservation Society. It opened in 1968 on the former site of the 1964 World's Fair, and is one of the smallest zoos that I've ever showcased. But that's a good thing, because it's the kind of zoo that only takes 1 to 2 hours to visit. The queenszoo mostly showcases animals from North and South America, which is a nice change of pace. Anyways, as we go through this two-part adventure, we'll meet some of the America's greatest stars. Let's begin. Our first animals live in this pond, which is home to a lot of waterfowl. Okay, my web-footed friends, your food will arrive soon. It's worth noting that some ducks and other waterfowl feed on the surface, while others dive underwater for their meal. Across from that feeding frenzy are two sunbathing American alligators. As I said in my Texas Wild at the Fort Worth Zoo tour, American alligators sunbathe to stay warm because they're cold-blooded. But other than eating and digging holes for other animals, alligators are active during mating season, which begins in April. Male alligators make a loud bellowing sound to attract a female. They fill their lungs with air and exhale with different bellows. Male alligators may also slap the water with their tail and release a musky odor. It's the male's way of saying, "Look at me, I'm pretty." A few months after mating, a female alligator will lay 20 to 50 eggs, and once the babies hatch, the female will care for her young, and like the Nile crocodile, will carefully put them in her mouth and take them to the water to teach them how to swim. When we visit the Newport Aquarium, we'll meet some leucistic alligators, as well as the alligator's cousin, the Orinoco crocodile. As we move deeper into the swamp, we might see more waterfowl, but I feel like saying hello to their baldeagle neighbors. In the wild, bald eagles have excellent eyesight as they can spot prey like fish from up to 3 miles away. The bald eagle can dive through the air at 75 to 100 miles per hour to catch a slippery fish with their sharp talons. However, the zoo's bald eagles were rescued and were unable to be rehabilitated enough to be released into the wild. But on a lighter note, bald eagles mate for life, and they can live up to 40 years. Adults mostly spend their time in nests that can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. And you can even sit in this fake nest, just like I did. Feed me! I'm hungry! I don't care if it's fish, I haven't eaten since this morning. The swamp is behind us, as the next 3 exhibits represent temperate forests. Temperate forests cover 25% of Earth, and it has 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. In the winter, temperate forests can be freezing cold, as low as -22 degrees Fahrenheit. But one animal that survives the cold is the Canada lynx. The lynx has large paws that act like snowshoes to help them walk on top of thick snow. In fact, lynxes hunt better in deep snow, and they love to eat snowshoe hares. Despite this, lynxes prefer to ambush prey instead of chasing it down. However, the snowshoe hare also has big feet that help them stand on snow and can run in a zigzag pattern to escape a hungry lynx. And because the cat can camouflage into snow, it's hard to tell who will win. I have to thank Chris and Martin Kratt for telling me that fact. Don't worry, my friends. We'll see another Canada lynx when we visit North America at the Montgomery Zoo. Another cat that lives in the temperate forests is the cougar. Like the bald eagles, these cougars were rescued. These two are siblings who were rescued by the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources after they were orphaned in the wild at 6 weeks old. These cougars were cared for at Utah's Hogle Zoo before coming to the queenszoo. Before we leave the temperate forest, let's say hello to these great horned owls. As great horned owls can live almost anywhere in North America, they can eat almost any animal that crosses their paths, including skunks, scorpions, fish, porcupines, rabbits, frogs, and even other owls. These owls have sharp talons to crush prey, and their outer toe rotates to create a tighter grip on larger prey. It's like how our hands work. An owl's sharp beak can rip large prey to pieces, like how our teeth chew up food. While we have 7 neck bones, a great horned owl has 14 neck bones that allow the bird to turn its head up to 270 degrees. The tufts serve as a means of body language. The tufts lie horizontally when the owl is irritated, while standing upright when the bird is curious. I guess these owls are really curious about my phone that I'm recording them with, or they just really love the new branch the keeper added to their home. Speaking of birds, our next stop is the queenszoo's historic aviary, which is a geodesic dome, which was used in the 1964 World's Fair as an assembly hall. Then it was repurposed in 1965 to pay tribute to Winston Churchill. Nowadays, this dome is a home for birds from all over the Americas, and it has some interactive features, but back to the birds. There are even more waterfowl and songbirds, but I feel like introducing you to the sandhillcrane. Nice to be back on my tours. I haven't talked about these birds since my Alabama wilds at the Birmingham Zoo tour. Like the demoiselle crane, the sandhill crane migrates. There are 6 subspecies of sandhill cranes, and in the spring, they spend their time in Nebraska. But when the temperatures start to drop, the birds migrate south to Texas, California, New Mexico, Mexico, and Arizona. However, some sandhill cranes breed in the southern United States and the Caribbean and stay in the same area all year. Although they are mostly gray, some sandhill cranes clean their feathers with mud, giving them a red appearance. Despite their tall appearance, sandhill cranes only weigh 6 to 14 pounds. A sandhill crane fossil that was found in Florida was estimated to be 2.5 million years old, which means the sandhill crane is an example of a living fossil. In the trees is another bird I haven't talked about in a long time, the green-winged macaw. It's great to see my favorite bird on my tours. There are over 370 parrot species in the world, with 70 of them living in the Amazon rainforest. This species is often mistaken for a scarlet macaw, since both parrots are mostly red. While the scarlet macaw's wings have some yellow in the middle, a green-winged macaws are mostly green. Green-winged macaws are a little bigger than scarlet macaws, but both species do have a sharp beak that allows them to crack open nuts. But the fruit from one of the trees both of these parrots eat from is poisonous, so macaws gather together on cliff sides to eat hard clay, which allows them to safely digest the fruit. The clay also acts like a protein to help the bird stay nice and strong. Both macaw species can also mimic human speech, but only in captivity. After leaving the aviary, our last 2 stops for part 1 showcase North America's prairies. And for the first time since my streamside and prairie at the North Carolina Zoo tour, we have American elk. Elk eat plants to clear the forest so other plants can grow, which makes sense since these deer are herbivores, which means they eat plants. These are Roosevelt elk, which live in the Pacific Northwest, but there are 3 other subspecies. Tule elk, the smallest of the 4, live near California's coast. Manitoba elk live in the Midwestern United States and southern Canada, and the Rocky Mountain elk live in the Rocky Mountains. Like I said in my streamside and prairie at the North Carolina Zoo Tour, male elk use their antlers for fighting. During the mating season, which happens during the fall, male elk bugle to intimidate each other or to attract a female. An elk's antlers are bone, and like our bones, need calcium to become stronger. In mating season, all the calcium in the elk's bones is transferred to their antlers, causing the rest of the deer's bones to become easier to break. Remember, my friends, drink lots of milk and other dairy products so your bones can become stronger. I'm sorry for being preachy. Our last animal is another prairie dweller, the coyote. Like wolves, coyotes don't deserve such a bad reputation. Many people view them as a serious, scary threat to livestock, but disease kills more farm animals than coyotes. Like other predators, coyotes eat rodents, so farmers don't have to worry about their crops getting destroyed, and coyotes can live almost anywhere in North America, including New York City. Coyotes were first spotted in New York State in 1925. Since then, sightings have become more frequent as the animals move closer and closer to urban areas. Coyotes have even been documented within New York City limits. In fact, a coyote named Lucky Pierre was wandering in Central Park near the Pierre Hotel and was given a new home at the queenszoo with some more coyotes from New Orleans. Coyotes were more common in the West until they started migrating to eastern states in the early 20th century, and they can thrive in places where wolves were eliminated. If wolves are reintroduced, they will lower the coyote population because one species can be the dominant predator. Like other canines, coyotes have 17 separate ear muscles for pointing their ears towards sounds. Like us, a coyote's eyes are on the front of their head, and they have a great sense of smell to track down prey by following its scent. If you want to know why coyotes howl, please refer to my Texas Wild at the Fort Worth Zoo Tour. And that wraps up our first of 2 adventures at the queenszoo. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll meet sea lions and also witness the return of the American bison, peccary, southern poodoo, and Andean bear. We'll also head to the zoo's farm area to see their cattle, pigs, and chickens. Today's question is, are there any animals from North and South America that you would want me to showcase in the future? As always, thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching.